You find the posting, you tailor the resume, you write a polite cover letter, and you hit submit. You trust the queue to work the way you were told it would. That moment feels heavy. You've poured hours into this, carrying the quiet assumption that on the other end, a human being is sitting at a desk, ready to carefully read your story. This is what actually happens in the first 30 seconds. Absolutely nothing. Your file drops into a digital holding pen alongside hundreds of identical submissions, waiting for a scheduled parser to wake up. When weeks go by with total silence, you assume you failed an evaluation. But the applicant tracking system is a sorting tool. It prioritizes processing speed over quality. The polite model of job hunting is an illusion. You are feeding your effort into a saturated, automated machine that operates entirely detached from the care you put in. Your resume hits the first obstacle, the parser. If you designed a beautiful 2-column PDF to stand out, the text extractor breaks it. It stitches your job titles into your bullet points and scrambles your dates. Before a human ever looks, your file is corrected nonsense. Then comes the keyword scan. The filter is programmed to look for the exact string Kubernetes, but you used the shorthand K8s because you actually work with the technology. The machine doesn't know those terms are identical, so it tosses your application out. Some systems use predictive models trained on the company's past hires. If previous managers had a habit of hiring from a specific university, the algorithm learns to reward that exact school. It scores you based on your similarity to the people who already work there. These rules execute quietly in the middle of the night. Often, the parameters were set by a contractor or a manager who left the company 3 years ago, leaving their arbitrary preferences running on autopilot. Algorithmic rejections are rigid math. They launder old corporate habits and blind spots at scale. A small fraction of files eventually survive the bots and land in a recruiter's inbox on a Wednesday morning. This visual equation reveals the recruiter's reality. They have 400 applications to review, and between meetings, exactly 75 minutes to do it. That leaves about 11 seconds per resume. Because of this math, the cover letter you spent 40 minutes agonizing over is entirely ignored. The recruiter's eyes start straight to your most recent job title and how long you've been there. Recruiters rely on crude triage to clear their calendars. The volume is so overwhelming that speed takes precedence over depth. Silence is a byproduct of a broken process. These rejections are the automated outcomes of a crushed calendar. If you somehow make it to the hiring manager's desk, you face a new problem. The public job description is a wish list, written to satisfy HR and look ambitious, rather than a description of the actual daily work. In reality, the target is constantly moving. The requirements shift after a casual hallway conversation with a colleague, a sudden budget freeze, or a manager's unvetted gut feeling. You prepare for the role they posted, but they are evaluating you for the role they reinvented yesterday. Surviving the bots and the recruiter often just makes you collateral damage in a disorganized internal maze. The public job portal functions as a filing system. The actual decisions happen elsewhere, completely out of view. Take a look at this split screen. On the left, your candidate portal says your application is pending review. On the right, in a private meeting called a calibration call, a hiring manager and recruiter have already crossed your name off a shortlist to narrow their focus. Often, external applicants are brought in merely as a comparison set to validate promoting an internal candidate who is always going to get the job. If you apply exclusively through the front door, you are volunteering to be sorted by a machine designed entirely to find reasons to say no. The alternative to the portal is the back channel. It runs entirely on human networks and warm introductions. You bypass the digital queue by finding the person doing the hiring and sending them one targeted plain text paragraph about what you see in their work and how you can help. This flowchart shows the advantage. A direct message connects you straight to the hiring manager. Because you are a known name in their inbox, the parser, the keyword filter, and the recruiter's frantic triage become completely irrelevant. Stop writing for algorithms. Stop submitting your effort into the digital void, and start doing the quiet, unscalable work of talking to humans outside the machine.